Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sheffield United way. I am looking hella bright right now. I think it's just because I don't have the light on, but I look orange. It could even be the reflection from this beautiful red and white Sheffield United shirt. Anyway, oh God, we're back to it. We're back to it. We didn't lose the game. There's tons and tons of positives to take from this game. However, we have well and truly dropped 2 points in this game. We dropped other things as well, but 2 points is all I can say right now before the watershed. Sheffield United Football Club just can't right now go to teams' backyards, and especially teams that are supposed to be up there. We can't go there, play them off the park, and just win. We played them off the park for a lot of this game, but we just don't. It's almost like we don't feel like we are good enough to win these games, and we so are. We have got so many better players than Middlesbrough. We proved that today that we were the better side, and we go and throw it away at an effing set piece. It wasn't directly a set piece where it came from, but obviously that's a Warnickism there. But we did. We threw it away at a set piece. We really did. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. But I was very happy with the starting lineup, except for Kieran Clark not being anywhere to be seen. I'm assuming that Kieran Clark is injured for this game. Unfortunately, I really like Kieran Clark. I really do. I think he's a very solid defender at championship level. So I was a little bit gutted when I saw that Clark wasn't playing in the slightest, wasn't even on the bench. Actually, it's better him not being on the bench, because if he was on the bench, I'd be like, why is Kieran Clark not playing in this game? So Kieran Clark not playing, that means that we've got Reece Norrington-Davies playing left centre-back, which I love him for his pace. I don't love him so much for getting knocked about and stuff like that. He is a small lad. He gets beaten in the air. He gets knocked about a bit, but he gets himself out of trouble sometimes with his pace. So, yeah, it's not the end of the world. What the end of the world is Max Lowe playing at left wing-back, because Max Lowe had a shocking first half. Absolutely appalling first half. And the reason why I said that is because, one, their goal was him ball watching and then completely getting caught out, and every single United player having to move on one step. And that meant Anel had, well, moved away from his man because Egan came across. Oh, Max Lowe had a shot. And it's not just that. My problem with Max Lowe is the fact that he doesn't try at all. The ball's going out of play. He just lets it go out of play. Like, if a defender or well, any opposition player lets that ball go out of play, he doesn't even try to get his leg round to nick it away from him. He just lets the ball go out. And that's not what I want to see from a Sheffield United player. It is not good enough one little bit. Anyway, that's the starting lineup. I'm happy. I was happy that Billy started up front, but I didn't see a hell of a lot from Billy today. It was quite a It was a game where Billy didn't get involved too much today. Probably just the fact that they defended really well. They marked him out of the game, and we didn't get the ball in the right area for him. But he went off at half time. I'm not sure why that was. Maybe he tweaked something, or maybe we just decided to go with more legs from Brewster. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame, but we'll get there. So really early on, there are two players that everybody's been mugging off all week. Fleck and Norwood not started the move off, got the ball to Sander Berge, who finished it. Fleck knocked the ball to Norwood. Norwood knocked it to Sander. Sander, it looked like he was getting further and further away from goal, and I'm thinking, where's he going here? And he gets the ball into the box and then fires it into the bottom corner. Very, very good shot. Wasn't right in the corner, but it was a very good attempt right into the bottom corner, and the keeper just couldn't get down quick enough. I thought at first, how's the keeper letting it in from there? But he hit it with such ferocity that it ended up in the bottom corner before the keeper had even seen it. So very good finish from Sander. That's what we want to see from Sander. He had a very good first half driving at them. Second half, not so much. Second half, he was not in the game at all, really, for me. But yeah, yeah, we'll get to the second half in a bit because really that was in the 3rd minute, and in the 14th minute, just over 10 minutes away, we let a goal in. We can't even keep a lead for more than 11 minutes. It's shocking. And this was Max Lowe's fault. Like I said, Max Lowe loses his man. The ball is played around, ball's played through. And the thing was, because Max Lowe lost his man, a couple of balls later, we know it's Wilder ball. That's exactly what they played for this goal. It was Wilder ball, pass, move, pass, move. And Max Lowe lost his man. That meant Egan had to come across and try and stop the cross as their play was all on his own on the right-hand side. And then Anel came across to kind of pick up John Egan's man. In hindsight, probably shouldn't have done that because it meant his man was just stood in the middle of the box to tap it in. And at the end of the day, who would you rather have in front of the goal, a striker or not a striker? You would have to say not a striker all day long, but it's one of them decisions that you have to make very, very quickly. And I think he made the wrong decision there. I'm not going to get on his back too much, though, because he had a fantastic game against Millwall. We want to keep spirits up. I did think he was a little bit weak, though, today. Like, he's a big, tall, skinny guy. So I think he needs to get on the weights a little bit because I think he got knocked about a little bit today, a little bit too easily. But then in the 19th minute, this is another thing that wound me up. Reece Norrington-Davies sometimes isn't on the ball. And in the 19th minute, Reece Norrington-Davies got booked. Max Lowe played a poor pass. Then Reece Norrington-Davies kind of just ambled towards the ball. Their play nicked it off him and he had to bring him down. It's just sloppy. It's very sloppy on that left-hand side. And I would have rather have seen Kieran Clark there. I really would. Very sloppy. That's left-hand side we really need to shore up. We've got 3/4 left wing backs. None of them good enough. None of them. But I will reserve judgment on Reece Norrington-Davies because I think he's had a good start to the season. So, yeah, for now, Reece Norrington-Davies gets the green light for me at left centre back. Left wing back, and I don't think he did too bad at left centre back today. Yeah, I've wrote in the 28th minute, Max Lowe shows no effort into keeping the ball in, and then the ball went out really, really deep into their half. So, like, pretty much on the goal line, their player gets the ball, walks and walks and walks and walks with the ball as far as he can. Max Lowe's just stood there. He should be screaming, saying, "Referee, get him taking that back." The referee got him to take it back. But it's just the fact that Max Lowe just doesn't seem to care anymore. Doesn't seem to care at all. We are his parent club. We are his club. There's no loan anymore. So he should be doing whatever he can to try and show the manager, the coaching staff, his peers, the players, and the fans that he cares, that he wants to play in this team. He's a young lad. Like, it's a short career as a footballer. And if he carries on doing this, he'll end up in League One and in League Two in no time. He really will. Borough, 33rd minute, nice little work down the left-hand side. Ball comes in and one of their players just stabs it towards Wes. Easy pickings for Wes. In the 40th minute, John Egan heads the ball into the back of the net. He's adjudged to be offside. They did not show this in the Sky Sports highlights. So I couldn't see whether he was offside. He did look offside, but some people saying that Egan didn't even head that ball in. It was one of their players that had the ball in. So, yeah, it looked like we should have had a goal for that one. Really tough to take, especially in the 40th minute when we're just going into halftime pretty much. It would have been nice to have gone 2-1 up. Then in the 44th minute, Reece Norrington-Davies, like at Stoke last season, gets smashed down to the floor, does not get a penalty. He is on that left-hand side in the box. He comes across to try and use his body to hold the defender off. Fair enough, he might have looked for it a little bit, but he's come across to do that, and their players just come through, smashed through him, and we get absolutely nothing. If that is a foul on anywhere else on that pitch, that is a foul. The foul is given, not to be this time. 44th minute. If that goes to VAR, that gets overturned. I'm sorry, it just does. He got smashed, gone down to the ground, obviously couldn't put the ball into the box. That's a penalty. That is a penalty. And then literally a minute later, we get a free kick that Norwood hits overhits it. I don't think he's trying to aim for that top corner, but the keeper tips the ball over the bar, makes a good save. But for that, when their players gets booked for kicking and dying the chest, it looked like. So, yeah, a very eventful first half, Second half, maybe not quite as eventful, but still eventful. There was 7 minutes injury time. I'm not sure where that came from, unless there was a drinks break and maybe they had the time on. I'm not too sure, to be honest. But in the second half, 46 minutes straight away, Brewster pretty much rounds the goalkeeper by accident. He kind of leaves the ball. The goalkeeper kind of jumps over it, and then he manages to get away. He's falling down. He knocks the ball towards the goal, and it gets cleared off the line. Needs to be more clinical there. He needed to take that round the goalkeeper. If that was Iliman Ndiaye, he's round that keeper straight away. His balance is fantastic. But Brewster, not that time, not in the 46th minute. In the 47th minute, and Nell nearly loses the ball and he's the last man. Luckily, we get a cross and the ball gets cleared. But another chance where Enel could have been our downfall in this game, to be honest. He needs to kind of stay on that and not get too complacent, because I think at times today he got knocked off the ball quite a lot and he was quite complacent. So we don't want that to creep in, because he is a Premier League player playing in the Championship. So yeah, we'll have to see with Enel. I think he's attacking, he's fantastic. He's defending sometimes, not as much. 53rd minute, Norwood whips a fantastic ball into the box and Ndiaye just can't get a good connection on it. 54th minute, a great ball into Brewster. And then even better ball to Lowe, but he strikes it straight at the goalkeeper. I think it was Fleck, knocks this ball through to Brewster. Brewster knocks the ball through to Lowe. It's just a little bit too far. Lowe gets onto it, fires it at the goalkeeper. It was a decent enough shot, but the goalkeeper's not letting that in. No chance whatsoever. In the 58th minute, Fleck, this is a fantastic chance. Fleck, well, not a fantastic chance, a fantastic header from Brewster. Fleck knocks the ball into the box. He could try and bring it down. It's at a height that is perfect for heading. He heads it into the corner, and he did. He couldn't really do anything else, Brewster. And Stefan makes a fantastic save. Full stretch. Big guy, full stretch. So that just shows that how good of a header it was from Brewster, but a great save from the goalkeeper. 68th minute, the Blades score. A quick throw-in from Max Lowe. Definitely better in that second half. Grew into the game a lot more. Great quick throw into Norwood. Norwood with a little flick to Ndiaye. He gets round his man. And then Brewster makes a fantastic run to kind of like the edge of the 6-yard box to be like, give it me, I'll tap it in. The goalkeeper's at his front post. But Ndiaye, I don't think he brings his head up in time. He doesn't know where Brewster is. So he just fires it into the box with a lot of pace. And their defender, I think it was Giles, just swipes it with his right foot, ends up in the back of the net. And Ndiaye made that completely by just putting the ball into a good area. If you can't find your man, put it into a good area, and things like that happen. So very good from Ndiaye. Very well worked. Another Norwood assist, you could say, because he's got that ball to Ndiaye to cause that own goal. So you could say 2 Norwood assists today. So, yeah, all the Norwood haters out there, you got to look at that. I think he had a decent enough game today. I think they all had a decent enough game. There was just a lot of sloppy play from everyone, really. It wasn't a faultless game from anyone. And then 82nd minute, very, very frustrating. And I've just done a tweet and I ran on here to do my video straight away because I didn't want to see the McBurney haters absolutely laying into me. But what you've got to say, that goal was Ollie McBurney's fault. I'm sorry. It's all the defence's fault, because at the end of the day, when the cross is coming in, all the Borough players are in a pack. So sometimes you just can't pick your man up. But Ollie McBurney stood there in the box. The ball either the ball comes in or it's played short. And then McBurney is stood right next to Akpom. He's literally stood right next to him. And when you're marking from a corner or even open play, you need to look where your men are. You can't be ball watching. And he stood right next to Akpom. He runs to go and head the ball, and he runs straight into Enel. So Enel's ball watching. That's fair enough, he is. But Anel wasn't stood right next to the striker. Actually, maybe him or Egan should be stood next to the striker, because when your striker is marking another striker and he's defending, he is not an out-and-out defender. So maybe you could say it's maybe Egan's fault or Anel's fault for not kind of marshalling that and making sure everybody knows where they are. But McBurney left his man. He did. He runs towards heading that ball away. He thinks he can get there. And I think if Anel wasn't stood where he was, he'd have ran and headed it away. But he needs to look where he's running. He's ran straight into Anel, doesn't get to the ball. The ball's flicked into the box. And Akpom, it's a great header, by the way. It's a great header to kind of flick his head round and aim that right in the bottom corner. Wes, no chance with either of them. No chance whatsoever. But it's a great finish from Akpom. Very, very good header. But he shouldn't be stood right in the middle of his box, all on his own. And then a few minutes later, the ball's played into the box. George, it doesn't close him down. Great ball into the box, I think, from Giles. And then Duncan Watmore stood just in front of the post. So he's got to get his foot across it and try and flick it towards goal. He hits the post. He shouldn't be stood all on his own at the front post. It's not good enough. So that's it. That's all the game. Now, I think we were the better team for large parts of that game. So I would say that I think this is 2 points dropped, as I said in the title. Two very sloppy goals to concede. McBurney leaving his man. Lowe just completely losing his man too. Both goals very, very much avoidable. But yeah, this game was a game that we should have won. And my worry is that we, like I said right at the start of the video, we just don't seem like we are confident enough to go to big places like the Riverside, take 3 points and say, thank you very much. We deserve this game, which we did today, and walk away happy. It's very frustrating because, like I've said, there's loads of positives to take from this game. Sander Berger was brilliant in the first half. Iliman Njai was very good in this game. Maybe not as good as the Millwall game, but he held the ball up well. He linked play well when Sharpie was playing. He also worked well with Brewster as well. I thought Brewster put way more in than he did against Millwall. But there's a lot of kind of rooms for improvement, especially in that defense. I don't know whether it's Egan that needs to be kind of taking the kind of well, I think he was captain today. I can't really remember, but Egan should be taking that and saying, right, you go there, you go there, just organising the defence. And they're just a little bit all over the place sometimes. But yeah, certainly I don't think that was our front, kind of our back five that should play every game. Kieran Clark needs to play that. I hope he's back for the next game. If he's not, I don't know. I'm just a little bit worried about that defense. I think it's way too sloppy. And the passing today was very, very sloppy. It was offside, not given. Yeah, it was. I said that earlier on. Heineck was a good game, in my opinion. We should not have played low. And our downfall again was the marking. Watch both of the goals and you will see Billy's ankle was playing up, so that's why he was taken off. Fair enough. Yeah, I absolutely know that both goals were players. I'm not going to put that up. Jay Spinks, I've just seen. I'm not going to put that up, I'm afraid. Ollie left his man. Absolutely, Darren. He did. McBurney is atrocious. There's no reason or excuse why Hecky didn't introduce any of the new lads. Do you know what? I understand what Hecky tried to do, but I wouldn't have done it because Ollie McBurney, they've obviously brought him on for his aerial prowess to head those balls away, but he's made a big mistake. He's made a massive mistake today by leaving his man. Kadra was stood there waiting to come on. Why was Kadra not brought on for his legs to just stretch them, keep 2-3 men back? Because Kadra could have stretched that game. He really could have. And instead brings on McBurney. And I'm sorry, there'll be loads of people out there screaming because they love McBurney. Absolutely love him. I can't remember the last time he did something good. I really can't. And he's come on. He's made a mistake today. But not just that. It's just the fact that McBurney runs around like a robot. He's like, do, any day will do. And at one point, there was a player, and I know he's not the quickest man in the world, But McBurney needs to put in more effort into try and get the ball back. If he loses it, sprint back after it. In the Premier League, he was doing that. I remember we played Chelsea. I think he lost the ball. Jorginho was just about to play a ball out to the wing, and he sprinted over to him and shoulder charged him to the floor. Fair enough, he gave away a free kick, but those are the things that get the fans up, that get the players up, that get them going. And he's been on 5 minutes, and he's just waltzing around the pitch. It's like all these Illiman and Dye, he's running around like an headless chicken trying to get the ball back. Everybody else is as well. He's the only one that doesn't seem to be bothered at all. 2 points dropped, and it was Heckingbottom's fault. Wow. Okay. I understand what you're saying there. I don't think it was Heckingbottom's fault. I think that Heckingbottom did make a mistake, but you've got to put the blame at the players' door. Now, it wasn't a difficult goal to. It was a difficult goal to concede when everybody stood where they should be standing. Khadra must be kicking himself that he's not still with Blackburn. Absolutely right. Khadra should be one of the first names on the team sheet for me. Why is he sat on the bench? I just feel like sometimes Heckingbottom is a little bit like Gareth Southgate, where he's got all this firepower. He just doesn't know how to use it. 2 subs in this heat. Yeah, that's a great point. Great point, Andy. Heckingbottom should be using 3, 4, 5 subs in this weather. He really should. Missing 6 or 7 defenders, so can excuse that to a degree. But going forward, we lack so much speed, pace, clinicalness, and everything in between. And Chris, we've got players on the bench to do that. We really have. Honestly, both sides look tired and half asleep. If our defence looked all at sea, Burrows were rounding the horn in a force 12. I don't know what that means. I'm going to be honest, I'm stupid. Khadra should have been the sub. Last 10 minutes would have killed them on the counter. Absolutely right. Plan B of bringing McBurney on and pumping it long. Yeah, that's it. That's all he did. That is all he did. In my opinion, Khadra should have come on. Everybody's saying the same thing. They really are, aren't they? Calamitous mistakes. Rather have Khadra on and slide it into the channels. Exactly. Luke saying, how didn't we win that? I'll never know. We'll soon be getting these 3 points. Soon be getting these 3 points again with our squad. We should be, the league, and there should have been a Stonewall penalty. Absolutely, Hal here. Poor use of subs considering the heat. Reece Davis was good. Lowe improved second half. I think Clark was out with a hammer. There we go. Brewster was class today. Is that a Liverpool? That is a Liverpool fan. That is a Liverpool fan. I must say that is a Liverpool fan. So take that with a pinch of salt. But I think Brewster was okay today. If you're a Liverpool fan and you watch Brewster and say that he was class, I'm not sure. Maybe there's a little bit of biasness in there. I thought he did have an okay game, but to say that it was class, I'm not sure about that. Chris agrees once. Chris agrees twice. I knew I loved Chris. I really did. McBurney also brought their players 10, 15 yards higher up, had nothing to fear when he came on. Fantastic point. So many great points coming out of Blades fans tonight. Maybe not the Liverpool fans, but fantastic points there. I think Hecky got it wrong. You are right. I didn't even think about that at the time. I knew that bringing McBurney on was a terrible idea, especially when Khadra was stripped off. But Khadra must be devastated that he sat there waiting to come on, and we just don't do it like that. His presence and his pace and his trickery would have made them bring 2 or 3 men back. I know it for certain, but it wasn't to be this time, guys. Devastated is not the word. I think that we need to go there and we need to get on the front foot like we did, but we need to stay on the front foot all the game. Not good enough. We took away a point. I would have taken a point before the game started, but looking back at it now, it should have been all 3. Thanks for watching. See you next time.